Hey, it's America's Supermom. Thank you for joining me on my podcast. This series is the Corona Chronicles. I created this so that we would have an outlet of positivity in the midst of a lot of negativity. You know what I'm talking about. All the news, the fear around this virus, how it can affect us, what the new normal is looking like, and how so many things have changed that a lot of people feel like um, it is the end of the world, so to speak. So, this podcast was created so that those of us who have hope, who are willing to move forward with this new normal and innovate new things that will help us to be creative and positive. That is what this platform is for us to come together and share that positivity and that light with those who may need it. So if you're interested in sharing your insight, please reach out because we can never have enough positive news. So sit back and enjoy the show.
I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I'm so excited about my next guest. I feel like I have known her forever. Miss Mabel Swaby. We actually met at an event for Teen Talk Radio. So I think it's so important to continue to give back, and this is something that she feels strongly about as well. And the connection has just been phenomenal ever since. We don't see each other all the time, but just her words of wisdom, the positivity that she posts on her Facebook page, and just the presence. I had some notes. She was telling me about how to, let me see if I remember off the top of my head, ways that you can categorize your context or something. So people, based on the amount of time that they try to take from you, knowing how to put them in the right kind of perspective. And, I had written it down on like a little bitty note card because I'm always writing stuff down and taking notes of things I don't want to forget. And probably amongst all these papers on my desk, that little note card is over here. But that's another story. But I'm going to give Miss Mabel the opportunity to introduce herself before we get into our interview.
Hello. I hope that you're having a good morning. I have every morning is a good morning for me. I am so thankful to Miss Lachelle Atkins, and she said that she doesn't see me much, but I see her almost daily. I am in awe of all that she does, and I watch her almost daily. So she may not see me, but I definitely see her. Well, my name is Dr. Mabel Swaby, and on Friday, I'm going to be 74 years old. I am so excited. I am so thankful. I get up in the morning and I'm ready to go. I dropped out of school at 16 and I got a doctorate at 60. I am now a licensed clinical pastoral counselor. I have my own nonprofit. It's Cherished Dreams Counseling, and my heart is for our young ladies, but I counsel around, just about anything that you have an issue with. And I'm a Christian counselor, so I always have my handbook ready. While everybody was sheltered in, I took 19 classes and became certified in 3 areas. So when I come out, I expect to be able to help people. I'm just excited. Every day is an exciting day for me. I have 19 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren, and nobody lives with me except for my 3 Alexas. And they don't like collard greens, so I get to eat my greens all the time. I'm enjoying life. I am so excited. I kind of had a detours in my life. I don't see anything as being detrimental to my growth. I just see God doing what only God can do. I got saved at 49. I'm just like, wow, but this was God's plan for me. And at that point, I began to teach and just do things that, I'm just excited because I can do things. I'm in relatively good health. I don't have any health issues that require me to do something daily.
Mm-hmm.
I cook 3 times a week at least, and I love to cook. And I'm just enjoying life. But my biggest thing right now, because in 25 more years I'm going to be 100.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually 26.
Mm-hmm.
And and I had 4 children. My daughter passed away about 9 years ago. So I now have 3 children, and they're 56, 52, and 53. And they live in the area. Well, they don't live anywhere near me. They're about 65 miles away from me, which is good because I see them on Facebook and I see them twice a year. So they don't interfere with what I'm doing. And I'm excited. The biggest thing in my life, I want to help others. That's what I want to do. I want to help you to understand that your life is the life that God has given you. I don't allow anyone to interfere with my time or my energy. If I had any issues, even when we're looking at this situation that's going on with what started out as a quiet protest, and I just did a podcast on that. But that's not new to me. That's the fun part about being almost 74, is because I was in the riots in Newark, New Jersey, and we survived. So I had a advice for them, because yes, you did all of this stuff, but when it's all over, how are we going to fix it? Right. How are we going to fix it? It's your neighborhood. It's your stores. It's your low income housing. It's yours. And the most important thing that touches my heart that could really bring me to tears is our children are watching. They're learning and they're watching. And we have enough negativity in life that we don't need to expose the children to this. They're already scared because of the coronavirus, and now you're adding to another fear. So I'm getting ready. I took some courses. Well, I've already knew, but I just took some extra courses on childhood trauma, grief, and loss. And these kids are traumatized because a lot of grown-ups are traumatized. But for whatever reason, God has given me his perfect peace. I know this too shall pass. It will pass.
That is so awesome. And so, let's just stay there for 1 second about the whole thing with the protests, and the riots. So we have, I have young children, I have young adults, and many of the listeners do. And they, being adults themselves, might feel like, what can I do? Because you're observing the protests, you're observing the riots. What really would you recommend people just do? And like you said, it's our neighborhoods that are being affected. So what would you say that they could do to kind of use their ability to help in a positive way?
Well, the protests, I'm not a protesting kind of person that I would get out there and do it, but I would support in other ways. However, I think a protest, no problem. You're walking, you're speaking, and you're getting people's attention. The rioting, the looting, and I have a friend that said, if ever night should turn to day, everyone would run away. Let that sink in. And what it means is that rioting and that looting happened in the dark, but we serve a God that has no night and day. So you were seen whether or not we saw you. So for people, first of all, your children, you're in control. If you don't have a job and you don't have a car and you live in my house, that means you're a child. You're not grown. So we as parents can keep our children in. Now, my grandchildren the 10 of them are from 19, well, actually 20 all the way to 30. So most of them are really grown up and they have kids and families. So I'm not concerned about them. My thing is for your children, you talk to them, you let them know. And if they don't know, you Google Newark, New Jersey and see. It took 15 years because I've been in Georgia 38 years. But when I left, it was over 15 years and we still had the signs of the riot. It looked like someone bombed it, but it was your neighborhood. So what you can do for your kids is you talk to them. You let them know to take pride in what they do. Now, if you're marching along quietly, and I don't have a problem with that, and then people start rioting, you need to leave. You knew it was coming.
Mhm.
It didn't, I mean, it kind of, sort of. But when you saw people running towards stores, that was wrong. You know that was
Mhm.
wrong. So as parents, we
Mhm.
talk to them and explain to them, just like you wouldn't let anyone come in your house and tear your house up, you don't let people come
Mhm.
into your neighborhood. And I honestly believe that people came from other areas because I got a head
Mhm.
got a head going to hit Greenbrier. So they have this stuff planned. And then with all the technology that we have, it's easy to do it. Talk to
Mhm.
your children. And we
Mhm.
got grown-ups that are scared. We have grown-ups that are still scared from the coronavirus. We have people that are scared to death. They are in the
Mhm.
house. They don't want their children to come out. They are afraid. And I have to tell you, I don't know any other way to say it. Trust
Mhm.
God. That's all I know to say
Mhm.
because that's what I do. That's what I do. And we were praying. And if you looked at the news last night, and like I said, I told Alexa, of course, she's my app. I said, Alexa, won't he do it? Because
Mhm.
last night it was quiet. It was absolutely quiet. That was one thing. The
Mhm.
second thing, the mayor took action right
Mhm.
away. She shut it down real quick. But for our children and
Mhm.
for you, parents, don't be afraid. God
Mhm.
is in control. Don't be afraid. If you're coming
Mhm.
out, we need to wear the mask. Wear it. So talk to your children and explain to them why we're wearing it.
Right.
Now, those people were not looting with a mask on. Of course not. They did not have, well, some of them had a mask on, but
Right.
see, I know my child, and when you get home, you're in trouble. But many of them had the mask off.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
disobeyed everything. And there's no
Mhm.
excuse. Don't tell me you're frustrated. Don't tell me that. I was widowed at 27 with 4 children. I had my first child at 17. And here I am at almost 74 years old with a doctorate
Mhm.
degree and the ability to give back. That didn't just happen because I decided to do things. And in my course of study, it showed that if statistically, I'm supposed to have 5 or 6 children, 6 or 7
Mhm.
baby daddy, and have a
Mhm.
pimp somewhere. That's according to statistics. But the choices we make. And parents, I promise you, if you looked up at some of my
Mhm.
grandkids, they're
Mhm.
Mark and Nana. They're watching me. So your children are watching you. When they're out there doing the wrong thing, the kids are watching you.
Mhm.
When you're doing the right thing, the kids are watching you. When you
Mhm.
set values, they're watching you. Do not be afraid is my message. Don't be
Mhm.
afraid because the
So
kids
good.
know when you're afraid. And you've heard people, yeah, remember when they used to tell us
Oh
that the
yeah.
baby knows when you're scared, like if a baby falls down and and you, Miss Lachelle, you should know this. When a baby falls down, but baby falls, and you go, "Oh, okay, baby, get up. Come on, we can do it." It gets up. But when you're like, "Oh, are you hurt? Oh my God, are you hurt? Honey, somebody call
Yes.
911." The child will respond.
Mhm.
And all I do is work with children. That's all I do. I work with young teenagers. I've counseled children. I'm a
Mhm.
counselor. I've counseled as young as 5. These kids are fearful. They're scared. And I like the way that Miss Lachelle, I know you're interviewing me, but you said something that I will not forget, and I passed it on and gave you credit about when school was in, how you allowed your children to get their schoolwork done.
Mhm.
Because I got calls from parents saying that, oh, he just won't do it. He just sit there. Can you tell me what you tell the
Yeah, so
audience
what
what
I
you
had to
did?
do
I thought
was
it was
we had
awesome.
a schedule. We just thought, okay, school was going to be like it normally is. We're just going to have it at home. So we thought, okay, we're going to have it start at 9 and be over at 2. And it was just probably within a week into that plan that we just noticed that just wasn't working based on the behavior of the kids. They just were not able to focus. Sometimes they were not sleeping their normal sleep schedule. And so we just said, okay, we're going to begin to pull back and we're going to find out what is it going to take for us to accomplish our daily goal, which is whatever is assigned for each child. And we gave them the flexibility to have school when they wanted and as long as they got their work done. And so that worked so much better because they were
Mm-hmm.
having issues where they just didn't sleep like they normally did. A lot of routines were disrupted. And instead of just trying to buckle down and be rigid, we just said, you know what, life is happening to us and the kids. So as long as we accomplish a goal, let's look at different
Mm-hmm.
ways of accomplishing that. And it was a lot more successful. Yeah.
That
Mhm.
was an excellent idea. And I don't know if I mentioned that I was a teacher for 20 years and an administrator for 5 years. And when I was listening to Miss Lachelle, I was thinking about creative ways when I was a teacher and I wanted them to learn math. And when I gave them all of these little stamps that you
Mhm.
get all week that you kind of add up, and at the end of the week you can get things. So what I did is I went to the dollar store, and I worked in a low income area. And so I went to the dollar store and I bought
Mm.
barrettes, I bought washcloths, I bought so things that they can use. On Friday they had a ball. But they would come in and say, "My mama said, could you send another washcloth like the one you sent last week?" I had to stop because the parents were making requests like it was, and it wasn't. You know, my mama said to send her some more of that Dove soap. I was like, no, no. But it was a great way. You
Mhm.
have to be creative with children,
Mhm.
and that's what you do. And I thought that was good because parents also got to know that
Mhm.
what the teacher said was
Mhm.
true about little Bobby. You know, after the second day of school, I was reading some things, homeschooling, and they said, um, "Why you need to mind your business? My children are sitting outside because it's PE time." And they, where somebody else said, "Would you believe the whole everybody got suspended the first day of school for her children, so school was over."
Mhm.
It's a
Mhm.
difficult teaching is a job. And Miss Lachelle, you got that job down. People, I mean, just like a mathematician is a
Mhm.
horrible person to teach. But teaching is a gift. It's
Mhm.
something you do. Everybody can't do it. But I'm excited. I'm excited about being able to communicate because I've been praying for this while I was in. How do I populate so
Mhm.
people will know who I am? If your child needs counseling, that you
Mhm.
can give me a call. I have a website and I have you can call me. I have a page up for teenagers that they can come on and vent. So my goal is to make people feel comfortable. It doesn't matter where you've
I
been,
love that.
it matters where you're going. And you can stop at any time. You can stop at any time. You can stop. Someone just asked me yesterday, because I work with the teen ministry at my church, and there's about 100 kids, and some of them are
Mhm.
my friends, some of them are not. And she said, "What would you, if over 30, what would you tell someone 20? What would you tell someone if you're over 30? What would you tell a 20-year-old?" And I said, for a 20-year-old, number one, love God. Number two, love that person in your life that you decide that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And that
Mhm.
person is you. Do not be in a hurry to get into a committed relationship. My heart breaks
Mhm.
because they don't understand. They really don't. But see, if we give them what they need at home, it doesn't mean they won't do the wrong thing, but
Mhm.
it means more than likely. If we're teaching them skills at home of how to deal with things that come up in their life, and that's one of the biggest things with our kids today being at
Mhm.
home and not being at
Mhm.
school, is the social skills. Because that's where you learn things when you socialize. Even homeschool kids
Mhm.
go out and socialize. That way, you and I, as adults now, you can talk to somebody, and you see how quiet I am, but you can talk to somebody in the store and realize I never
Right.
ever want to talk to you again. And if I gave them my card, I want to say, give me my card back. But and then even that, you'll give them the card and their call, and after you listen to them, you're like, no, no, this is not the one, because there
Mhm.
are some negative people that are just out
Mhm.
there and they will drain you. And I also volunteer at a homeless shelter for the past 5 years. I've
Mhm.
given away a lot, but I know when
Mhm.
you're trying to drain me,
Mhm.
I step back. But somebody said, you have to know
Right.
when to hold and when to fold. We can
Mhm.
help everybody. And some people don't want to be helped. They
Mhm.
just want to vent. And so you can do that, but you can't let them do it too often when they're calling you. But I just want us to love
Mhm.
our kids. That's my thing. Biggest message is our
Mhm.
children are scared.
Mhm.
We got to start touching them. I saw something that really disturbed me. It's a bottle I saw on online somewhere, and
Mhm.
it had like a straw to it, and you could put.
It's a straw,
Did
and
you
you could
see
do
that?
what?
Oh, it broke my heart. It's a straw. It's like a straw, and the bottle can sit on the side of the crib or wherever, and the
Oh.
nipple is in the child's mouth, and he's sucking it like a straw. I was mortified. Our babies
Yeah.
need to be touched all the
Mhm.
time, all the time. And because I'm an old grandma, they used to tell us when we were growing up
Right.
not to
Right.
prop the bottle. Some
I've
people
heard
may not
that.
even know what
Mhm.
that means, but yeah, and they would tell you these stories now that we're grown that it would roll
Right.
down in his ear and
Yeah.
cause an ear infection. Okay. But the fact is, these kids need to be touched. I don't care if they're 9, 10, 11, 12.
Mhm.
Touch your child, hug your child, tell your child
Mhm.
how much you love them, how important they are. When people talk about why are kids in gangs,
Mhm.
because they're accepted. I had to have my two grandsons. My daughter passed away, and they were 15 and 14 when they came here. Oh my God, they stayed a year. They had to wash dishes, they had to clean, they had to do all of this stuff. And guess who was in
Mhm.
the middle? Me. We all did it together. When we finished eating, we all got up and we
Mhm.
all did dishes. We all did
Mhm.
things together. And that made things easy for that year before Nana said, Nana, love you, but you got to get up out of here. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. But they were from Gwinnett, so it was difficult for
Yeah.
them to adjust here where I'm living. And plus, I hadn't had kids in
Mhm.
years and years and years. So they had to go to bed I mean, they had a schedule. If y'all had came in here, you probably would have called defects. You said, where the
Right.
kids? Oh, they're in the bed. 6 o'clock they were at. I remember the first time I said, guys, it's time to eat. And they were in the den. And I said, guys, it's time to
Mhm.
eat. And they didn't answer me. And I went and I ate. It was some fried chicken and some
Mhm.
greens, the typical stuff. And they came out about 5, 10 minutes later. Nana, did you call us? I said, yes. It smells good. Where's the food? And I said, in the refrigerator. But we didn't eat, Nana. I said, I know. I called you like 20 minutes ago. Oh, we will watch it. Okay. So you're not going to feed us? What kind of Nana do you think I am that I wouldn't feed you? Of course I'm going to feed you peanut butter and jelly sandwich, orange juice, grape juice. Never had that problem again, ever. Okay. When they wanted to cook, if I was cooking something, they fried fish. Oh, Nana, that smells so good. I said, what you guys want to go with it? And the collard greens and mac and cheese. Good. I'll be upstairs. Call me when you finish cooking it.
Mhm.
And that's just what they did. I didn't
Right.
have a bad time with them. So, but my message, if nothing else is heard, love on your kids. Assure them that we're going to be all right. This too is going to pass. This is not going to last forever. And the news, oh,
Mhm.
that's a big thing. Don't have a diet of the news. I watch 30 minutes of news every day. Well, sometimes I have to cut it off because I see something that is not making me feel
Mhm.
good, but never mind that. But I watch 30 minutes. I need to know what's going on. Or Alexa tell me 10 minutes of news every
Mhm.
evening. But don't let them look at that. I go to sleep with Barney
Mhm.
Fife,
Mhm.
with Mayberry. I go to sleep with something that's going to make me feel good. And when I get up in the morning, I'm like, I can't believe Barney Fife
Right.
did that. But yeah, don't let them sit and keep watching the news because it's bad. Let them
Mhm.
watch good news. And if you're in church, and if you're not in church, we're doing it online now. That even with kids, let them go online and look at some things that assure them, help them to understand that God
I
is in
love
total
that.
control,
I
and
love
we're
that.
gonna
Now,
be
so
okay.
what are some things that you do in your daily routine? Because, for you to get 19 classes done during a
Mm-hmm.
pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
most people your age, for one, are not doing that. You got people that are my age that are not doing that. So, for you to have that
Mm-hmm.
kind of mindset, what is it that you're doing in your daily routine that's keeping you in a place where you could do that?
Okay. Well, first, I can't help you if I
Okay.
can't help me. So I have to make
Mhm.
sure I'm good. I get up in the morning. The first thing I do is get up in the morning and I listen to a devotion and a couple of sermons. And while I'm getting dressed, I do
Mhm.
prayer every day. I do devotion every day. I'm upstairs. When I come downstairs, my day starts. And I come downstairs and I have breakfast and I sleep until I
Okay.
wake up.
Okay.
And I have breakfast. The classes that I took is from the American Association of Christian Counseling. It's called Light University, and you only get certification from them. And I do that. It could be, I'm with you, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I'm up. I'm doing it. I'm on the computer and I'm doing it. But I can sleep till 10 or 11 or 12 because I'm still sheltered in. I may stay sheltered in. I like this. But anyway, moving right along. And so I don't necessarily have a schedule, but I have a to-do list on my table as we speak right now. And it's telling me what I'm going to do today. If I may not get it all done today, I may have to do it tomorrow. Yesterday, I spent the whole day paying all my bills. I'm finished. It's a wrap. All my bills are paid. Today, I'm going to do a last class that I'm doing. And I'm just having fun. And it's nothing that I just take good care of me. I don't spend a lot of time on the phone. And I post Facebook every single day. I post on Facebook. But what I'm posting is things that will encourage you. You won't learn about my personal life on Facebook. If I have something to say, I will say it. But generally, I'm trying to encourage people who are so discouraged. And we have more people that are discouraged. And I heard someone talk about being depressed. I've never been depressed. And if I was, I didn't know it. But there are some people right now are so depressed. There are people right now that won't come out the house. And so when they're looking on Facebook, I can see, you don't have to like me. I put it up there to help you, to encourage. So that's pretty much how my life is. And I am so excited to be alive. I'm excited to have my needs met. And I'm excited that I have some wisdom that God has given me to help young people. And young people is anyone younger than me.
That. Now, and so, my last question is for somebody who is 73, how do you maintain this level of being proactive and, you're on the computer, let's just say this interview. So I sent you the link. It didn't work with the phone. You transferred over to your computer and you got it working. So I guess the ability to be flexible, because you have a lot of older people that you wouldn't find that, so what advice would you give them? Because now they might have been on their job for 30 years and that job is not happening anymore. Or, they're going to have to modify how it is when they go out in public. So what advice would you give them?
Miss Lachelle, you are so on point. I had so many people that would tell me, oh, I don't do social media. But when we had to come online to go to church, now you're going to call me 5 minutes before church service. What was that link again? I said, I'll email it to you. I'll text it. I have a laptop. I have a PC. I have several tablets. Excuse me. I keep up with the news. And when I say the news of what young people are doing, in a normal time, I was on Tuesdays, I'm at the homeless shelter for 3 hours. On Wednesday, I'm in youth ministry for 4 hours. I mentor a child at one of the local schools. I'm partners with one of the local schools. I am out there. I'm out there and I'm in here and I'm paying attention to what's going on. And I was testing this, if you remember, to see if this would work. And I called you and I think I texted you and I said, I got it. So last night, I don't wait till the last minute for anything. So last night I checked my phone. In fact, I made a podcast. I didn't send it to you yet. And I sent it to all my family at 12 o'clock last night. And so I want to experience things and I want to learn things. And as we get older, the time is now. Like I said, I paid all my bills. I got friends who still write checks, who still go to places to pay bills. I'm saying to you, if you don't have, and my grandkids help me do this, no, you have to learn to do things for yourself. And this pandemic has taught you that you never know from one day to another what it's going to look like. And you have to be ready for anything. And I thank God that I thought about the computer, but if I hadn't tried it earlier, I wouldn't have known. And I was like, oh God, it was the microphone on my phone. I don't know what happened. It was a microphone on the phone, and it said, "You can't get it." I was like, "Oh no, Satan, you a liar! I'm gonna get it." And then I heard you say hello. I said, "Oh my God, I got it."
But don't you, I
But
mean, don't
you,
you just love that whole thing of, that's the importance of really kind of knowing where you're going, because you just don't
yeah,
allow things to stop you. There's so many people that say, oh, my microphone wasn't working. I can't do it. And that's it. You have to have,
well, that's what I did last week.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
But I didn't know what a podcast. I thought it was something on Facebook. See what happens when you're ignorant? I thought it was something on Facebook. So I'm sitting there waiting for you on Facebook. Honey, listen, when I hung up last week, this whole week on my schedule, it was check the podcast, check the podcast. Every day I started, first I got it. And then once I got it, then I started making things on it. And I was like, okay, so you got to learn. I knew you were not going to hear me say to you today that, oh, I'm sorry. No. And we have to, like you said, be proactive. Age is just a number.
Right.
I take good care of myself to the best of my ability. And people say, oh, you don't look 73. I said, take an x-ray. And other people talk about, I can't believe that. I said, that's because I'm wearing clothes. I am so thankful to God that he allows us, and we do have that youth within our family, so I can give my genes are good, but then God is
right.
Good. Because, and I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters, and I got several brothers that sit home and moan and groan about, and one is a retired FBI agent. He could be out here doing a lot of stuff. And he goes, Mabel, your brother's not going to do it. I admire you and everything, but these young people, they won't listen. That's because you don't know them. That's why. The young people love me, but when you start talking about when I was young, we didn't do this. And
right.
No, you have to talk to them. And they get amazed when I tell them, Google it, baby. Google it. And sometimes you forget who you're talking to, and you'll say something like the party line on the phone, and they'll be, y'all had a party or line on the phone. It's good to expose them to things, but you have to know what these kids know.
Right.
And you can't be judgmental of them. They are not you. I had a granddaughter that mom wanted her to go to school, and she got all of this all together in her mind. And this young lady went to school for 1 semester, dropped out, went to school, and now she's a massage therapist, a licensed massage therapist, and a karate expert. Let them do what they do. You don't control your kids, and you don't try to make your kids live the way that you were in your dream. That's your dream. That's not their dream.
Right.
And you do a great job. I mean, your children are beautiful. Not only are they beautiful inside and outside, but they're well-mannered, they're well-dressed. And you can look at those kids and they are going somewhere. And wherever they go, I want to be there if they got something that's going to help me.
Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah. Ask a lot of questions. Ask the kids questions. That's how I learn things.
Yeah.
But I know experiments. I do a lot of experimenting with things to see how things work.
I love that. I mean, that is so true. And I mean, it's an inspiration. Like I said, and I know people just wouldn't believe how old you are, because I really believe that, age doesn't define us. We don't have to stay within those realms, and it's amazing how people wouldn't guess your age until you told them, because of the things you're doing. When your vocabulary about posting on Facebook and taking these courses and having a mindset to help, and just your routine of going and volunteering places, that's not the conversation that most people your age can identify with,
Thank you. Thank you. And you have to I was a CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate, and anybody can do it. If they're interested, they need to contact the juvenile court. But for 11 years, what I did is a CASA works with kids in foster care, and you just make sure that they're okay. And I have connections. I ran for school board, for Clayton County School Board. I mean, I've done a lot. I've written 2 books. I'm on my 3rd book if I ever get a chance to start writing again. So I'm just doing, if you just get into what can I do to make this world a better place. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't need accolades. I don't need my name on a billboard, but I have something that everybody knows who McDonough is. Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
And Madonna said, stop thinking about it. Just live your life and don't be influenced by society trying to make you feel some type of way about your age on what it is you're supposed to be doing. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what we're talking about.
That is
So,
great advice. Great advice.
yeah,
Well, I have really enjoyed this conversation and
thank
have
you.
tons of notes. I'm always writing stuff down. So many golden nuggets that you gave. And I encourage everybody to reach out to you. So, what's the best place for people to get a hold of you?
Okay, they can contact me by email, which is Cherish Dreams Counseling. It's cherished with an ED, Cherished
Okay.
Dreams Counseling at gmail.com. Or you can go to my website, which is cherishedreamscounseling.org.
Okay.
And I have a website for teens called Teens 316. It's spelled out
Mm-hmm.
316. And if you just type in Mabel Swaby, Mabel Swaby,
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to find some of those things. But I'm looking right now, I spelled my name and left the Y off. So how do I expect people to spell it?
That's
I've,
only for, I think that's only within the anchor
uh,
thing. Yeah.
oh, okay.
So I
Because I
think you
just,
could go back and edit it. Mhm.
oh, great. Okay.
Mhm.
And and you can reach me by phone if you need to speak with me at 404
Mhm.
981 0375.
Okay.
And I do have a work, that's my work number. And the reason I tell people that, because I've gotten a call at like 3 o'clock in the morning and said, Dr. Swaby, I know you said to stay with my husband, but it's 3 o'clock and he ain't even here. I'm going to divorce him. Call me. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I got another phone. So I have another phone that is not on at night. And you still need to stay with your husband if he ain't home at 3 o'clock. I don't know where he is, but that
Right.
taught me that I needed another phone number. So that is I call my work phone. So,
Okay. Well, we really have enjoyed this, and
and thank you so
you
much for
know,
having me.
yes. So I'm excited, and you've got a podcast that you started. This is just a great thing. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to hearing some more nuggets and wisdom from you.
okay. Oh, and the podcast is Wisdom for Families.
Okay.
And I just did it last night about 12. And my daughter just texted me a while ago. And she said, Mom, you put me in a group message. I got your text at 3 in the morning. I was so excited about it. I sent it to about 5 of my friends. I don't know if they're still going to be my friends or not. But I'm going to send it to you when I get off. Because I
Okay.
was so excited. I was like, okay, you did this. And,
Awesome.
and thank you. I would never have done it without you, because I wouldn't have
Oh.
even thought about it. I had no idea. But I've learned
Mhm.
so much from you. And so now I can teach other people.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
You are so welcome, and I'm looking forward to us collaborating again soon, and getting together for lunch or something.
Right. And
Once
I'm
things
actually,
get kind of back to normal.
yes, and I'm going to interview you one day. How about that?
That sounds good.
As soon as I
All
figure
right.
out how to do it.
Okay. No worries at all. All right. Well, look, you have a great day. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for joining me on this episode. I really enjoy providing content that inspires and challenges us to be a better version of ourselves. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, please email me at info@LachelleAtkins.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, or my YouTube channel. If there was something in this episode that resonated with you, it probably will resonate with someone else. So please share it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. But those aha moments, those moments of really getting something and changing your perspective are very, very pivotal in having people change the trajectory of their lives. And so being able to share insightful information so that other people can grow is the easiest thing that we can do as we pay it forward. So again, I want to thank you all for listening. And if you have time, write out a review. Go to iTunes, Anchor, wherever you can find this podcast on any of those platforms, and write a review about what impact this episode had on you, what you learned, or whatever. Any feedback is great because it just helps me to understand what content is really beneficial for those that are listening. So again, I want to thank you all for your support and taking the time to spend some time with me and my guests. And I wish you a wonderful day. Thanks for listening.